What's up, YouTube? Welcome to episode 3 in our Easy Glock modification series. Today we're going to cover something that I really haven't seen done that much on YouTube, but that's adding an extra capacity floor plate or an extra capacity cover to your Glock magazine. This will also show you how to disassemble the magazine so you can take it apart to clean it. Not a hard process to do by any stretch, but it does take a little bit of finesse. So first off, we'll look at the stock magazine, Glock magazine, 17 rounder. Basically, you have the magazine body itself, you have the spring inside, the follower, and then there's a floor plate underneath this cover. When you look at the bottom of the magazines, you can see there's a little indentation there that hinges the floor plate to the cover. That's basically what holds everything together. You do need to be somewhat careful when you're doing this because this spring is under pressure. It requires just a little bit of finesse to do, but it's really not that hard. So basically you take a Glock tool, a 3/32 punch, very small jeweler's type screwdriver, whatever you have handy, but obviously a Glock tool is preferable. What you're going to do is go ahead and push that indent in, and that'll take the pressure off the cover. It'll actually push the floor plate off the cover. So you're going to go in at just a slight angle, push that in, and then you'll be able to push the floor plate cover off the magazine. So we're going to go ahead and push that in, get it to release that pressure. So again, pressing it inside, forward just a little bit. Now you see how we've got it exposed somewhat. The floor plate's pushed out of the way just by us prying it off. So you're gonna make sure you're doing this from the back so your thumb can hold that spring in so it doesn't fly, and it will fly. So go ahead and remove your cover, pull your magazine spring, and there's your follower like we were speaking about, and your floor plate. So this is actually the disassembly method if you wanted to clean the spring, clean inside your magazine as well. So for now, we'll move this stuff out of the way. The parts we will no longer need is the floor plate and the stock spring. And we'll take out our Arrendondo +3 floor plate assembly. This in 9mm is actually more like a +5. They make different ones, +1s, +3s. There's several companies that make them. Arrendondo is pretty prevalent in the competition community. I've used them in the past. I'm happy with their products, and they are relatively inexpensive, especially to get that little bit of extra capacity. So let's go ahead and unbox this. So we have the new floor plate cover, the flange, the follower, and the original cover, which we won't need anymore. And this is actually a tool that you can use to depress the floor plate as it goes into the flange. We may or may not need that. Another thing you'll see here is the spring is actually sized different. Full size on the bottom and size smaller to fit the follower on the top. So basically you can't really make a mistake here. You have to fit the follower in, and it only really fits one way. So we're going to try and snap that in. That's good to go. We'll go ahead and put our flange on the magazine so we understand how that looks like. So we'll go ahead and insert the follower and the spring into the magazine. Once you have it pushed up all the way, you want to make sure your follower is sitting in the proper orientation. You know, you want it to look basically exactly how it looked when it came out. Now this is where it gets somewhat tricky, because you have to basically compress this spring fully and then install the cover. So we have the magazine spring installed. It's holding the cover or the floor plate. So basically what we're going to have to do is compress this spring, tilt this base plate forward so it catches in the catch right here. So this is a little bit tricky. You want to be careful. Wear safety glasses. This is something that could definitely come apart and injure you if you weren't careful. One thing that seems to help for me is I hold it against a flat surface. Go ahead and force that in. We got it in the front. And there you go. Push it in the back. And there you have it. A +5 9mm. So now this is I think a 23 rounder, potentially 25 rounder depending on how hard you press. It's that easy, guys. Inexpensive, very easy way to gain some extra capacity. It doesn't affect the function of the magazines in a negative way. I've never really had a problem with it at all. As you can see, it does have some pretty significant spring strength on it. So takes a little bit of breaking in, but they feed positive. They work really well. So thanks for watching, guys.